Good afternoon, Scranton. How are you on this Friday? It's been a long week. The weather's finally turned, and I know we're all disappointed that we're not still enjoying that weather that we had last week. I have got to get back to preparing our 2021 budget, so I'm sorry, but this will be a pretty short one today, and I will be able to take all your questions next week at the same time. Just have a deadline coming up imminently, and I need to get back to that budget. So we had a work session with the city council last night on the budget, and we're really managing to reality, which is a tough economic situation in the city and of course throughout our community. So we are proposing to try to keep doing a lot with a little and protect those tax dollars that you work so hard for. And we want to make sure that we're delivering services at the very, very best level, that we're going above and beyond for the city, but that we're also being good stewards of your hard-earned money. COVID is here to stay. I just was texting with my husband and I were texting with our family last night. We were hoping to maybe sort of, think that we could do a get together with all of our family from Boston to Connecticut to Scranton, but it's not going to happen. Having had all the conversations I've been having with the different medical professionals in the city, the holidays are just really, really tough. The spread of the virus is really not something that we want to bring to the Thanksgiving dinner table. So for those of you out there who are thinking about traveling or having others come visit you for the holidays, please really think that through carefully. The guidance we're getting from medical officials is to not do that. That to show your family you love them by not getting together at the holidays. That's kind of the tagline. Again, we just canceled our plans last night, and it's disappointing, but it's the right thing to do. We love our family and miss them very much, but we haven't gotten together this year, and we'd rather hold out now and be able to all make sure that we're all together and healthy next year. So please continue to mask up and make sure that you're doing all the distancing protocols, everything that we've been doing, but it's really important that we start to truly take it seriously again. We'd like to avoid any sort of further restrictions on ourselves. And so the best way to do that is to be careful now. The other piece I wanted to talk about is there was a surprise disclosure from a plaintiff in a lawsuit against the city on Sunday night of documents that are an internal affairs file that the city had used, ran an investigation process and gave due process, of course, to 2 employees who were terminated at the end of that. I fired those 2 police officers for their just absolutely disgusting and vile and repulsive behavior in their private communications. Those officers have been out of the city for many months and had not been on the job for quite some time before that. So in response to that, I wanted to reiterate that I'm sorry for the way that their behavior has made anyone in the city, in the community feel. It's not right for people to talk like that. It's not right for people to even think like that. We have a long way to go in our country to address systemic racism, and we are here at the city trying to do all that we can to address that issue, not only with city employees, but citywide, by continuing to be more inclusive in how we operate, more inclusive in how we hire at the city, and certainly more thoughtful around the experiences of people in the community, especially when they are interacting with our city employees and especially with our police force. So we posted this last night. I wanted to you guys most people are watching on Facebook. It's on our Facebook page. It's just a one-pager about the measures that we are currently taking and that we are planning to take to address bias in policing across the city. And to improve our interactions and relations with everyone in our community. The actions here Some of them are budget items that you'll see when we submit the budget, that we're really looking forward to a big increase in training, and an increase not just in training but in programs, programming for kids, making sure that we have lots of things for kids to do, and so that they feel included in the community, and supported in the community and supported by us. We also had a really productive meeting on Wednesday night with Black leaders, and we'll be getting back together in a couple of weeks to discuss ideas for an independent police review board. That's something that we had been discussing and put an allocation into the budget for potential legal fees to help stand one up and then potentially implement one. So that's an exciting process. It'll take time, as I've said, from the beginning of this, when we started talking about it in May. It has to be done right. It has to be implemented correctly in order to work. So sometimes you see a government put something together and say, hey, fancy press release, here you go, we got this. Well, that if it's not done right, then it's going to either mean nothing or backfire the other way. We want something like this. I know everyone in the entire community. This would be a very serious and a good step, but it needs to be done correctly. So it's not going to happen overnight, but I really appreciate all the leaders who were on the call on Wednesday and want to continue that conversation. And anyone who wants to be part of that conversation, shoot us an email, scranton311@scrantonpa.gov. I've been wanting to make sure that with all of these measures, it's also clear that I am extremely proud of the Scranton Police Department and what they do every single day. It's not the culture of that department to be racist. If you have had an experience where you think that that's not the case, I need to know that. If I don't know that, I can't do anything about it. So if you have an experience, you can email my office at scranton311@scrantonpa.gov, and we can do something with that. But this is a long process for cultural change in our entire country. And right here in Scranton, we want to do everything that we can do to support our police officers by also supporting our community. We need everybody to be safe. Our police department provides safety. People should feel safe. If people don't feel that the police are there to help them, we need to help fix that, and we need to understand where the issues are in order to fix them. So please let us know your concerns. And we appreciate everybody in the community for engaging with us and continuing to help us improve everything. I've got to get back to the budget. So again, I will answer your questions next week. I really appreciate all of you. We're working as hard as we can to get where we need to get, and make sure that we are on a good path fiscally here, that we're in a good path by providing services for you, and that we're on a good path culturally, so that everyone here, Black, Brown, LGBTQ, men, women, those, gender neutral, gender binary, like everybody should feel welcome in Scranton. And I am committed to doing everything I can to make that happen. So it's going to start, a lot of this starts with the budget, and we'll take it from there. So Scranton311@scrantonpa.gov if you have questions. And I hope you all have a good weekend. Mask up. I can't, please wear a mask. This is very serious. We're seeing countries lock down in Europe. We're seeing other states like Oregon, where I'm from. My dad's back in, they're kind of back in another phase of this type of thing. So let's not have to do that. I really encourage you to think about alternate plans for Thanksgiving, for example. I'm super bummed. My husband and I are really bummed about Thanksgiving, but it's just the right thing to do, and nothing is worth somebody getting sick. All right. Thanks, everybody.